There I was, raised in containment to have no personally potential consent or a name. Sai been given to me for the purpose of joining Team Toki Kiyoshi Go, leading successful in the regards I remained an instant in art when Shinin and older root member discovered me during drawing my drawing abilities. I encountered my talent and they became very close. Over time I came to think of Shin as an older brother and looked up to him. Unfortunately, to find to fail uh, him uh, comfortably, the final step in root training called for the of two of us to fight to the death to engage a all remaining approach. Before that happened, however, Shin died of an unnamed illness, and my root training superior almost of the mentors I had of him and Shin were founded the fight by distance, but Sin, knowing that he was dying anyway, told me to report to Johnson that he had killed him in battle before dying. Johnson told him told so Johnson told me mm, to his brother that I had to support my feelings and to live for the both of us. Before Shin's death, I cried. I created a picture book, but that would display all the options we faced and illustrated the feelings that we shared for each other. I arranged the book so that me and the president would be located at opposite ends of the book, and in the center page would be a picture of us holding hands. Some time after the loss of Shin, I forgot that this was his intention, and the picture book was left unfinished, though I never brought bring upon myself to discard the book. During my time en route, I was ordered to eliminate a large number of individuals that posed a threat against the ocean. At the time, I was against the. At the time, I was assigned to Team Kazi The last assignment I performed was of unspecified and attempted to gain the powerful friendship of where something the third Hokage sacrificed his life in the attempt to this for Orochimaru led the merchant to serve well. I learned how to use the sealing technique, tiger vision, starting bullet, not knowing that it would be dangerous as I would have to use emotional energy in order to make the technique stronger, Sai said. I'm the only child of Kashira and Moko Horba. I had an healthy childhood raised by my parents without any serious threats or depart. Unlike my team members, when I enrolled crochet in Goshen Academy, a few of the girls in my class started picking on me because of my poor forehead. Chick, I tried to combat their teasing by holding my forehead with my fangs, but it caused the girls to bully me even more. Ino Imacha, one of my classmates, saw this and defended me from my bullies and encouraged me to embrace my forehead rather than hide it. Over the following years, Ino's guidance and friendship helped me become comfortable with myself and develop into a my own person. Though I felt intended to sorry, it felt Ino's equal at some point after I enrolled in the academy. I made Sas- I met Sasuke Uchiha, and I developed a crush on him when I told her my friends. She was surprised to learn how popular when I told my friends. I I was surprised to learn how popular Sasuke was with the girls. I heard a rumor that Sasuke began being attracted to girls with long hair, and I began letting my hair grow to get his attention. A couple of years later, when I learned Ichino had a crush on Sasuke, I ended our friendship so that we could compete for Sasuke's love, thus being a bitter rival between us after we were placed in our teams. on our teams, I approached Ino and telling her of her liking towards of her likeness towards Sa- Sasuke. Ino perceived that she too had feelings for him. I took it to end my friendship, starting our dislike towards each other. Sakura said. I'm the second and youngest son of Moto and Fufa Uchiha. They're, they named me after Sasuke Supua in the hopes that I would someday be just as strong of a shinobi. I grew up in the shadow of my older brother, Ichino, a natured prodigy who, a natural prodigy who made in the Uchiha clan a and the village would would comprehend and I any of my accomplishments to myself abundant Ichino never passed up the opportunity to spend time with me, although Ichino welcomed his complete learning and watch he trained watched him train and taking him on adventure taking me on adventures into the forest. Joe in return oh, sorry, and taking him on adventures in the forest. Ichigo in return helped me become a better shinobi. When asked, he would often assent, poke my forehead, and promise to do the same another time. I found this annoying, but that mm, but didn't allow it to blemish my high opinion of my brother. And I had either the Kyoto Ninja and entering the kitchen Kenosha Ninja Academy, I proved to be the standout of my classmates, getting top grades. However, I could never meet the same milestones as Ichiha, as Ichino had sent rescuing in our in our mm, father praising me little much aware of the nation Ichiha discipline being never busy tried to stand in for our father by giving me a correction he craved at he carried at the time, even blackmailing Fungan to spend time with me as time went on. Ichino started becoming distant with and cold towards our family, slammed In the falling out, which with much of the Uchiha clan and their spur that he'd killed his best friend Shino Uchiha. I did not understand the reason for this, but I didn't mind the side effects. My father began taking me, teaching me in his development. First, taught me how to perform the great fireball technique, which he mastered in a week. Which I mastered in a week. Further started to his per permanent in my for the account, but at the same time encouraged me not to follow in Ichino's footsteps. After a long day of training, I returned home one night to find the streets littered with bodies of the Uchiha. I rushed home to notice my family of this Uchiha clan massacre, only to find Ichino standing over the bodies of our parents. I tried to score help and comfort from Ichino, who responded by using temperament on me, torment with versions of him murdering our family. Horrified by what Ichino had done, I pledged for the expulsion, to which Ichino replied that it was to test my own power further, for fearful that I would be next. I tried to run. Ichino accosted me and explained that I, as he then was, would not be worthy of killing, only by becoming stronger, such as by accomplishing my own by acquiring my own mechanical Sharingan. Could I prove a worthwhile challenge to Ichino abilities before leaving? Ichino encouraged me to hate him, to to deserve revenge, and to gain power from that. I immediately followed through, pursuing Ichino and using his newly acquired Sharingan to attack him. The attack failed and I pushed out, but not before Ichino cried I would forget this had ever happened. For many years I now won, and now I now know one of the last. I am now one of the last survivors of the Uchihas. I was alone. I spent the first few days after the massacre waiting my family compound left to pursuit, holding no on other than bringing able to about Uchiha's death. I threw myself into my studies at the academy, making no effort to form friendships and ignored all the girls' attempts to gain my affection. One of my classmates, Naruto, disliked my cool presence and the intention he revealed, and to put a one-sided rivalry in his pursuit to prove himself just as good as, if not better than me. For his part, thought life, I thought little of Naruto and was usually annoyed by his outbursts, but would at times secretly smile at him, heard her how at smile at him at how hard Naruto worked, becoming because of him ignorance for all the attention that he received. Naruto was the only person among his peers who understood me due to the painful experience I had, Sasuke said.